There are names in history that shine brightly, impossible to ignore. And then there are names that prefer the shadows, whispered from mouth to ear, drifting across centuries like a low current beneath the waves. Names that are rarely written, and when they are, the ink seems to fade faster than it should. One such name is the Illuminati. It is a name with a peculiar weight, as if every syllable carries the dust of forgotten libraries and the smell of wax from melted candles. It is a name that makes the heart quicken, not from fear exactly, but from the sensation that you are touching something that was never meant to be touched. Some speak it in jest, others in awe, still others in hushed tones as though walls have ears. But before it became the stuff of novels and films, before it became a symbol stitched into pop culture's tapestry, it was something far more tangible, far more human, and perhaps far more dangerous. So let us walk backwards in time, through the streets of old Bavaria, through the Enlightenment's firelit corridors, back to the moment of its birth. The year is 1776. The air in Europe is thick with debate, with pamphlets, with the slow crumble of ancient authority. The Enlightenment is not a storm, but a tide. And tides are patient, unstoppable. In the town of Ingolstadt, in the heart of Bavaria, a man sits alone at his desk. The window is open. Outside, the sound of a distant church bell rolls over the rooftops. His name is Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law, a scholar shaped by books more than by the company of men. Yet his mind is restless. Weishaupt sees the world for what it is, a place chained by superstition, bound by the iron grip of the church, stifled by monarchs who guard their thrones with both sword and scripture. He imagines a new world, a world in which reason guides the heart, where knowledge is not a privilege but a birthright. And so, on a quiet May evening, Adam Weishaupt writes the first rules. The first rule of a secret brotherhood, a society of the enlightened ones, an order that will not march with armies but will infiltrate the mind. They will not shout, they will whisper, not conquer, but persuade. Every member will take on an alias, drawn from the ancient world. Letters will be written in codes that only initiates can read. Meetings will be held in rooms lit only by candles, where shadows move like living things along the walls. The order has been born. At first, they are few in number. Young men with bright eyes and sharper tongues. Students, lawyers, teachers. But the order grows, not through open invitation, but through careful selection. Every member is a seed. Each one is told to choose the ground carefully before planting another. Their influence seeps into the world quietly, into lecture halls, legal circles, and most importantly, into the already secretive world of Freemasonry. The Masonic lodges are fertile soil for ideas wrapped in secrecy. And within those lodges, the Illuminati begin to weave themselves into the fabric of Europe's intellectual life. From there, Their influence reaches courts and palaces. They are not kings, but they are often close enough to whisper into a king's ear. By 1784, the order counts hundreds among its ranks. Each is a node in a network, each a bearer of light in their quiet way. And yet, the brighter a flame, the darker the shadow it casts. Bavaria's rulers are not blind. They watch the growing influence of this invisible brotherhood with mounting unease. A society that owes loyalty not to the crown nor to the church, but to itself, is a dangerous thing. In 1785, the hammer falls. Edicts are issued, the order is outlawed, membership becomes a crime. Raids are conducted, documents seized. Names are read aloud in courtrooms, each one followed by a hush, as though the sound itself is dangerous. Adam Weishaupt flees into exile, carrying with him the ghost of what he built. The official story says that the Illuminati dies that year, that the flame is snuffed out. And yet, history rarely allows for such neat endings. The Enlightenment gives way to revolution. France burns. Kings fall. The old world cracks apart. And in the minds of those who fear chaos, there must be an architect behind it all. The Illuminati, so recently outlawed, become the perfect scapegoat. Pamphlets claim they never truly disbanded, that they pulled the strings of the French Revolution, guided the fall of the monarchy, and planted seeds in the new republics of America. The truth is tangled. We know some men carried the ideas forward, others abandoned them entirely. But rumors are often more enduring than facts. Over the decades, the Illuminati have grown in size, not as an organization, but as a legend. By the 19th century, the name Illuminati is a mirror. People see in it whatever they most fear. To some, it is the hand behind labor uprisings. To others, it is the invisible general commanding revolutions. The 20th century gives the myth new breath. Now, they are accused of orchestrating wars, toppling governments, controlling banks for media and culture. +5s. The phrase New World Order becomes a kind of code, a whispered suggestion that the world is not shaped by chance, but by a patient, unseen hand. Pop culture embraces the symbol, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. It becomes both a joke and a warning. And in the internet age, the Illuminati thrive as an idea more than ever before. Every mystery, every unexplained political shift finds their name woven into it. So, do they still exist? Perhaps not. Perhaps the original order truly did die. Their documents sealed, their meetings dissolved. Or perhaps, like a candle carried through 1,000 hands, they survive, flickering, moving from century to century under different names, wearing different masks. We cannot know for certain, and maybe that is the point. The Illuminati have become more than men in cloaks and candlelit rooms. They are a story, a reminder that power often moves unseen, that the most dangerous hands are the ones you do not notice. And so, the whisper remains. If you listen carefully, even in this moment, you might hear it. It does not shout. It does not demand. It simply moves, softly, just beyond the reach of the light. The Illuminati, born in the age of reason, reborn in the age of rumor, never proven, never forgotten, and perhaps that is exactly how they wished it to be. Thank you for joining us tonight as we unveiled the origins and historical impact of the secret organization named the Illuminati. Until the next midnight tale, sleep well and dream deep. Good night.